Sophie meew la bu sell te neex baax na ci halal ak mag yépp am na calcium iron protein ak vitamine yu bari Sophie full cream powder milk la am na 20 gram 200 gram ak 400 gram ku ko ñam dootu ko bàyyi Sophie, proudly Gambian.
Better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
Sampa deena déedéet daf ma yónni woon ma suyal ko déegi waaw yàlla def mu gañe jàppoon $100,000 la
la ilaha illallah
te yow xam nga ne sama papa dafa amee cardiaque
yow da ngaa dof yow xam nga luy $100,000
xam naa ko kay man naa lu ñëw bëggoon nga dimbali ci
demal na nga def damaa toog rek sama xel mi ne ci yow xam nga bërki démb li daal si benn waay fee waaw ma romb ko rek bërki démb waaw muy yuux di tëb ma ni kii lu ko dal ñu ne ma daal ci loto gaming Gambie bi la laal jar na ko laal na ci lu di waaw nga dafa am quartier am kente am tiercé waaw maanaam nag tey jii kente bi la te jackpot bee passé xaalis kente mooy lan kente maanaam mooy juróomi fas yi waaw beneen bi am na quartier mooy ñeenti fas yi ak tiercé tey nag xaalis bi daa gën a yokk lu tax ndax jackpot bële dañ kaa tegaat ci bii maanaam juróomi fas yi boo ko jàppee ci ordre mooy risque nga désordre bi sax day fay bu ma ko jàppoon yooyu moom noonu la demee da ngay dem rek jouer am na lu ma yaakaar gis naa seen kii yi keesku yu ndaw yi ci biir dëkk bi mais daal dama ni lii moom amul xaalis da nga ciy def sa xaalis da jël wecce rek sànni ko fa xool jëmbat la laa ilaha illallah yow li nga wax ni tey ji bu yàlla dogaloon ma gañe ko lu mu gàtt fi mu toll nii boo gañe woon $100,000 waaw lu may def waaw nooy def xam nga yow sama xarit nga waaw damay fexe nga rey say noonu ci nan lu mu gàtt $50,000 waay Thierno woowu l'ambulance
lan la lu xew ni
sa baay gay dee na
sama papa gay lu ko rey
$100,000 la ko boo ma gàññaloon si li ma la yónni dama ko koy jox mu daanu ni sama kaw
man waxuma ko mu waxee woon la ko noonu yow la ko waroon informé ndax yow yaa ko gañe jàppoon.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $20,000 mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandeku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contrat bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi lañu toog kon xaalis si contrat bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contrat warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jéebal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contrat bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jéegale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokkute réew mi.
Every young Gambian dreams of a university degree. He wants a good paying job after graduation, a pretty wife, and ultimately own a dream home.
What if I can't afford my desired dream home?
And that is why you need to visit Universal Properties.
We specialize in customer satisfaction. We listen to every of our clients' needs when we show the properties to our clients. Before you know it, you hear the client saying,
I like this house.
This is the room that cuts my heart.
And most of the time, they cling to the door, never to let go. Most clients want to close the deal right there. And that is why we always have their contracts in the trunk of our cars. We work at our client's pace. No haggle, no hassle.
We're waiting for you at our office in Caraba Avenue here in the Gambia.
Have you run out of cash power? Do you want to transfer funds to your family? Or do you want salary advance without coming to the bank? Your banking services have just been brought to you on your mobile phone. Download and install from your App Store or Google Play Trust Bank's mobile app. Simply search for TBL mobile app and follow the instructions. You can access the following services: funds transfer, cash power purchase, forex rates enquiries, mobile airtime top-up, mini statement, balance enquiry. TBL app is the only app that allows you to take salary advance and many more. You can also interact with your customers using our USSD code by dialing *533#. At Trust Bank, we bring innovation that is useful to you, our valued customer. With our mobile app and USSD, banking is at your fingertips. Trust Bank Limited, proudly Gambian.
Make a difference and text CAR CAR to 900 to win a car with Gambcell. Gambcell and Rotary Club of Bruceby brings you a chance to win a brand new SUV Corando. The more you text, the more chances you win. Join Gambcell today for your chance to win a car, fridge freezers, televisions, smartphones, and lots of cash prizes. Draws will be held live on GRTS TV. Proceeds will be used to help the humanitarian activities of the Rotary Club of Bruceby in the Gambia. Every SMS costs $10. Your SMS could save someone's life. Join us and text CAR CAR to 900 today. A brand new SUV Corando awaits you. Rotary, making a difference. Gambcell, Yai Baron.
For us, every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy, that daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements, merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you're applying for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
Can't do small or big projects with the same dedication and commitment as we do. With a reputation as the leading printing company in the country, when it comes to major projects and innovative solutions, we always deliver in high quality, thus receiving the trust and confidence of our clients. From the moment your order is placed to when it is delivered, we believe in exceeding expectations from the sales manager to the production team, the account manager, and the person delivering your material. We have state-of-the-art equipment and a highly experienced and competent workforce that enables us to deliver top-quality work on time. At reasonable prices, we provide our clients with multiple solutions right from conceptualizing, designing, printing, binding, publishing, and distribution. For all your printing requirements, we are strategically located at the Sankumsila Highway, the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. We print what you desire.
Introducing Gambcell Corporate Internet for home use. Sihu, everyone at home can be online at the same time and for less than you think.
Now daddy can be home early and mommy and dad with the family can all have fun together.
You can now complete your work at home with our stable, secured and super fast home broadband fixed wireless internet.
Home internet couldn't be faster.
Download, stream videos, research, play games, learn online and work from the comfort of your home.
You can do with the internet.
Join Gambcell Sihu today and enjoy the fastest home wireless broadband internet at an affordable monthly subscription.
Gambcell, creating a brighter future in communications.
Welcome to this special interview, and my name is Fatou Toure. This afternoon, I have the great honor of having the former Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Honorable Lawyer Ousainou Darboe, who until 2 weeks ago was the Vice President of the Gambia. Also, he doubles as the Secretary General and Party Leader of the United Democratic Party. He was removed alongside with 2 other UDP members from cabinet from the coalition government. This has created so much attention. It's created so much media attention across the world. And since then, the Honorable Minister has not spoken to a lot of people. He traveled to the United States to attend the UDP Congress in Seattle. During his visit in the U.S., he spoke to several people. He made several comments as well. But when he came back, the supporters stormed the Banjul International Airport to show solidarity to their leader. And since that arrival, this is the first time he's speaking to the media. Vice President Darboe, welcome to Kerr.
Not Vice President Darboe, former Vice President Darboe.
Well, okay, the title still stays, right? Well, Party Leader, welcome to Kerr.
Thank you very much.
It's always a great honor to have you, and whenever we want to speak to you, always give us this opportunity. And we really appreciate that.
Well, we certainly have no option. I believe that in the enterprise that we are engaged in, we do so together with the media. I don't think politicians, government officials in executive positions can really or should really shun, the press. They should be willing to talk to journalists at any time, and that they should expect, friendly, not too friendly, and extremely hostile. And it should be for us to really appreciate that whatever stand they take by their questioning is not an indication of their rejection of what we stand for. What is really, it's an effort really to get out, the truth out of us. And I certainly do appreciate that. So I don't consider any questions hostile. And I consider every question, really friendly and aimed at really getting out of me what the interviewer wants to get.
Yeah. And I think that is very important to start with, so that the fans will understand that the supporters, I know you have a big brigade on social media for them to understand that, when we ask questions, we want to get to know the truth. I want to start, we're in April. When we say April 14th, April 16th, what does that mean for you?
April has been a month very significant in the life of the United Democratic Party. And I can even say in the life of the Gambia, because it was in April of 2000 that the dictator, Yahya Jammeh, ordered the killing of our children, the school kids, unarmed school children, and one of your colleagues, Mr. Barrow. They died in April of 2000, and I hope that with the TRRC, even though there had been a commission under Jammeh, but we hope that with the TRRC, some further revelations would be made. People who ought to have appeared before that commission and did not appear would now have the opportunity to appear before the TRRC and give a true account of what actually happened in April 2000, who gave the order, why were the orders given. Of course, as far as the United Democratic Party is concerned, April 2015 was very significant. That was the Fagagachoy standoff between us, the United Democratic Party, and the Gambia Police Force. And ultimately, it was a customer who was going to wink last. And we just stared at them. We never winked. And they winked. And proceeded on our campaign. And the media that was present on our return witnessed the position of the Gambian people, the rapturous welcome that was accorded to us. And of course, April 2016 was also the month in which we held our Congress in Basse. It was at this Congress that Solo Sanden was elevated from the position of youth leader to National Organizing Secretary. It was also at that Congress that Lamorong was elevated from a member, an executive member of the youth wing, to be the campaign manager, and several others, Nogonjai. It was during that period that Congress that she was elected as a vice president of the women's wing. So April is quite significant in the life of the United Democratic Party. We came back well energized and getting ready to have a prophecy I made in January, to have that prophecy fulfilled. In January of 2016, in my New Year message to the Gambian people, I said that 2016 was the day of liberation for the Gambia, because I had my mind on the December elections, that Jammeh would be defeated. We came from Basse with that prophecy at the back of our minds, and we started working towards that. Solo Sandeng, got in touch with a few of the youths of other parties and some independents to really organize a demonstration, so that the regime, could look at the electoral laws. In fact, a few days before that, the quote unquote the all-party youth committee.
Yeah.
The
inter-party committee.
The inter-party, but it was not all parties, but some of the parties, youth committee met at Tango. I was privileged to address them, and I asked them to really be law-abiding, and that it was their responsibility to pursue, the goal that they have assigned themselves, and that is to say, to bring about electoral reforms in the country so that we can have respectable, free, fair, and credible elections in the country. After addressing them, I think that day I proceeded to the provinces because there was a Gamo in Darboe. So I left, and I left my colleague, Mr. Ahmad Ba, yes, with them. When I proceeded to attend to some other non-political matters. Of course, when came April 14, it was a Thursday. The IEC was going about to check the bureaus, and because they had checked bureaus in the provinces, and they had assigned Thursday, 14th April, to themselves to check on the status of the bureaus in the Greater Banjul area. And I went to court and had my case adjourned, because we wanted to make sure that we are not deregistered, for non-compliance, with that. We already had our bureaus, had in Manjai, in Banjul, in Brikama. But the important thing for me was that they should be opened. So that, just to make sure. So that the IEC satisfied themselves, yes, this is a bureau, and it's a fit, to serve as the political bureau of a party. Yeah. I went to Banjul, and I found the bureau locked, and I got a little bit worried. I said, why? And I was told that a certain lady had the keys, and frantically called that person. She was in Brikama, and I was referred to some other person. I called that person, I got him, and he said, as I asked him, what's happening? Why isn't the bureau open? Well, the IEC had come around, checked the place, and they were satisfied, and I got relieved as far as Banjul was concerned. But then, by Manjai, also, Solo had the key.
Solo Sunday had the key.
Solo Sunday had the key to the Manjai bureau, and I called him, and I got him, and I asked him. In fact, it was not even asking. It was something that I have regretted for the rest of my life, and I can never recover from it. Because when I got him on the phone, I yelled on him.
Wow.
And I couldn't really. I have not been able to apologize
to him for that.
For that. And it's been very difficult with me since then.
Wow.
I yelled and I said, look, go and open that bureau. Don't let the IEC deregister UDP because of that. He was then at Bamboo, and he went back to the bureau. Open. In fact, the bureau was opened. He didn't even tell me that the bureau was. It was subsequently I discovered that the bureau was already, people were there at the bureau. So IEC had really checked the bureau, and they are satisfied. And Solo was at Bamboo on his crusade for just laws that would govern the conduct of elections in this country. he and his colleagues, Lam Marong, Falan Sonko, Fatmata Jawara, Nogonjai, Fatou Kamara, and a host of others converged at Westfield without any arms. All that they were asking for was that the laws would be reformed. And the forces of oppression descended on them like hawks, took them away. And of course, we have had these horrendous stories in the trials of the 9 NIA persons. I don't want to comment further on those cases, because it's a matter that is sub judice, is in court. But we could not really accept that situation, especially on Friday. I was getting inside information from the NIA as to what was happening to people. In fact, Thursday night, I was getting, stories that were of great concern to me. And on Friday morning, my secretary went to the NIA because her relation was arrested, and she was trying to arrange a close change for him. And when she got into, I believe, the reception area here, saw someone lying, and she was very convinced that that person was Fatmata Jawara. And then Nogoy raised her head and said, Fatou. And she came back to me and said, look, I have seen Nogoy and I've seen Fatmata, and they're in terrible conditions. With inside information, further inside information I was getting from people working in the NIA, I convened an emergency meeting of the executive, and we decided what course of action we should take. And I was very determined that we just have to go out. We just have to demonstrate. We just have to go and ask for the release of our colleagues. There were other opinions, I guess opinions probably shaped by the brutality of the regime. And it was an opinion of being cautious. It was not an opinion of being indifferent, but to be cautious so that we do not cause further mishap to the UDP. One important decision that was taken was that we should get in touch with the Inspector General of Police to ask him as to the whereabouts of our colleagues, because for all we know, the Police Intervention Unit, we are under the direct responsibility of the Inspector General of Police. So for us, whether he personally knew anything about it or not, we thought that, by law, he's the person that we should really be talking to, another person. We tried about 6 times. We couldn't access him. And we dispersed. And they said that Friday, that Saturday, 10 o'clock, all members of the executive should convene at my pipeline residence. We'll address the press, and then from there we'll go out.
So you have always been the person who is known to be law-abiding. Whatever you do, you always follow the law. At this point, did you thought it was good to get a permit to go out, or you just said, look, at this point, I'm just going to do this, no permit?
Well, if the government was not law-abiding, why should I be law-abiding?
You have always been a law-abiding, even though they were never all law-abiding.
But in this case, government, for us, government has never tortured any of our people to death. I've always accepted the fact that government has the authority to arrest any person suspected of having committed an offense, but it has absolutely no authority to torture anyone to death. So the death, torturing Solo Sanding to death, triggered it. And we thought that, for me, I had no cause previously to go out. But this time I have absolute justification to ask members of my executive that we should go out. And that's the decision we dispersed with. And by 11 o'clock at night, I got a call from an insider telling me that Solo Sanding had died. He was killed. And there was instruction that she should be taken up and taken to Tanje to be disposed of there. The rest of that night I couldn't sleep. I called up Lamindiba, Senior Administrative Secretary, and also called up Unda Nyang, because the regional chairman for KMC, and a close personal friend to Solo Sanding. Because Solo Sanding had named his son after him, one of his sons after him. Unda, yes, and named another son after me. So you see, that's how close we were with Solo Sanding. So I called both of them and told them that this was the information I have, and I have absolutely no doubt about it. And had been further told that Fatmata Jawara was in very critical situation, and so was Fatumata and Nogoy. No. So when we convened on Saturday, we went out to implement the decision that we had taken the previous day, and the only change we made to it was that all those holding deputy positions, although they are members of the executive, that they should all stay. Because we had foreseen that if we all went out and all the rest of the party will be severely decimated. So they asked that all deputies stay back. Alai Darboe was crying.
Yes, Darboe
was crying that why we didn't go. He was crying. So it was Ajay Munda J. I said, look, you have to go back. Go back. You will hold the fort. If anything happens to us, you will hold the fort.
And they did hold the fort when you left?
They did hold the fort very efficiently, very effectively than I would have held it. Because probably I would have been a little bit more cautious than they are.
Yeah.
And I really salute their efforts. I really appreciate what they have done for the party.
And then you went to jail for almost 9 months, and when the elections were held, the UDP presented Adama Barrow as the leader, to a flag bearer, and of course he went through primaries with the coalition and won, the presidency. When you were released from jail, when you came home, Adama Barrow was there waiting for you, and he called you Mandela, and you called him Moses. Is he still your Moses?
Well, I've never changed him for anything. I've never changed, because it's a fact of history. And I don't think people should really stop cheating history.
Yeah.
He was elected, of course, not just on his own efforts. This was a collective
effort.
It was a collective effort, and he was the one who was elected or selected, to be the face of that
change,
of that selective effort. We shouldn't forget that for several years we've been hitting hard on the Jammeh administration, not only UDP. DOI has done a lot. In their various comments on Foroya, Halifa Salah's crusade on this witchcrafting, all these things had effect to make Jammeh not only rejectable, but also rejected. So it's not anything personal for President Adama Barrow. And of course, you know, he was the face of the efforts of the collective, the face of the collective enterprise. Of course, Moses was not alone. I mean, you read the Bible, the Quran, he was not alone. In fact, he had his own brother, because of his defective speech. He has his own brother who was sent, but then, you know, he was the one who was really there. So I have said that he was Moses, and I do not think, you know, that for any reason I should say that he is not, because that would be cheating history. And I caution myself that I should never do anything that would cheat history. Yeah.
And what would you say was the catalyst? You know, there might be so many efforts to remove Jammeh, but at what point did you think Gambian thought it was enough we have to do this?
Well, I believe that with the murder of Solo Sunday, I thought it is the catalyst. There are causes, but I think it is the cause of the causes.
What would you say to anybody who said, I removed Jammeh individually?
No, I would say, no, that's not correct. That's absolutely incorrect.
No. Yeah. And then into 2 years into the Barrow administration, when change happened, the president entrusted you as the foreign affairs minister, let's say the most powerful ministry in government. And he taught the whole country and called you his political father. He called you everything humanly possible. He was heavily criticized for that. But during your tenure at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, tell us some of the achievements you would think you and your team were able to achieve during that period.
See, the Minister of Foreign Affairs was really a very exciting portfolio. Let me just say one thing, that by the Constitution, the President is in fact the person who is who has responsibility for foreign affairs.
Okay.
I think that is sort of stated in Section 79 of the Constitution. But then I was assigned the portfolio, and I thought that Gambia was a virtual pariah state. It was therefore important to shape Gambia's image, or reshape Gambia's image in ways that are acceptable to the international community. And I also believe that in really shaping the image of the Gambia, it has to go along with that of the president himself.
Yeah.
His international stature, I believe, has to be built robustly.
Yeah.
And I think I assigned myself the responsibility of trying to not only rebrand the Gambia, but also to make him really the internationally that you know, at that time he was the youngest president in terms of age, as well as in terms of being a head of state, the youngest head of among the head of state. He was what we would call Chad.
Yeah.
You know, so others have been at it for a long time.
Yeah.
And he was the one who was coming in. You know, and I thought that we could build that image of him that would let the chairperson of the AU to run to him and say, Mr. President, Gambia has gone through a situation in which it is a role model. We want you to handle this situation because people will see you not as one of those old guards.
Yeah.
But will see you as one who has come out of a situation of near catastrophe and was handled in a very matured way. And so we believe that, you know, you can still handle this sort of situation for us all. Or the Secretary General of the United Nations to go. That is what I wanted to build out of him.
Were you able to do that?
Well, I tried. I tried.
You tried?
I tried.
Did you achieve anything?
Well, you see, for achievements, I think I don't want to say this is what I achieved.
No, what I mean, in trying to do that, were you able to shape him a little to get to the kind of stature you want him to be on international level?
I think in a way.
In a way.
I think in a way, and I hope that my colleague, who is an accomplished diplomat, you know, will carry that forward. Because I mean, I don't see him only as President Adama Barrow, but I see him as President Adama Barrow, the personification of the Gambia.
Yes.
So, what is positive about him will be positive about the Gambia. What is negative about it will be negative at the Gambia internationally. I'm not sure locally how it's been seen, but that is. And of course, you know, when I came foreign minister, I convened. I invited all the diplomats, international partners, UNDP, EU, members of the Consular Corps. I had a short meeting with them and told them my vision of the Gambia, what we want to accomplish as a foreign minister. And one of them was, of course, to restore Gambia's image as the center for rule of law. And I did say that I want Gambia to be the human rights capital of Africa. And I started working on that. And one of the things that we did at that stage was to get the president agree. I think I signed a letter to the Secretary General of the UN to say that the decision to withdraw the Gambia from the IEC was being rescinded.
The ICC?
The ICC was being rescinded, you know, and I thought that was a first step towards ensuring that we are very compliant with law and order. We want to be in the fold of the international community. You know? And I also initiated the re-entry to the Commonwealth. I remember when we visited Brussels with the president, I took time off to go to UK to meet the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Secretariat to intimate her of Gambia's desire to come back to the Commonwealth, a family that we had distanced ourselves from through the erratic, ill-considered foreign policy decision by the then administration. And we were well received. When I got the signal, we initiated the process, and I want to thank, here, place on record, the sleepless nights that my permanent secretary, Safi Sankare, because I assigned her this particular assignment. I mean, the sleepless nights she went through, making sure that the documentations, everything was in order. In order not to wait for the summit to consider our application, decided to send letters to all the foreign ministers of Commonwealth countries seeking their support in advance, so that it would not be necessary to take the application for admission to the summit for discussion and then admission. You know? So we did it before. We did it before, and I'm happy that all the foreign ministers responded very, very favorably. Some of them I met at other meetings and spoke to them verbally, and they were all very supportive. And but these were followed by the letters, and that is why in April, and I'm sorry, in February, we were admitted. In fact, during my London visit, when I came back, I reported to Cabinet that you could even prepare our team for the Commonwealth Games.
Wow.
Because I had every indication that we'll be admitted before March. Before March. So I think this was I'm not sure whether I would say it's my achievement.
It was a good achievement.
But I think this was a good achievement by the administration, which I spearheaded. And I want to say again, with support of the president, because as I say, the constitution makes him the chief foreign policy, the person in charge of foreign policy. But then, I mean, some person has to do it. Had a visit to China, I mean, at the invitation of the government of China, the foreign minister of China, Mr. Wang Yi, he invited me, and I visited China and had fruitful discussions with the Chinese officials. And one of the outcomes of that visit was the cancellation of debts that the Gambia owed to the People's Republic of China, and then open up other avenues through which the Gambia could tap into and for assistance in various forms. And it was also during that visit that I also invited the foreign minister of the People's Republic of China to come to the Gambia, and initiated also discussions on the president's state visit to China. And that state visit took place, and various protocols were signed. The key amongst them was the road project, road and bridges project. I'm not sure.
One of them was the one that was launching Basa. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
This one,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, that was one of them, and I'm happy that I was associated with it, and I'm also happy that when the foundation stone was being laid, I was there, and I also took some cement and plastered it on the thing. So really, it was. For me, it was something very great. And then that visit to China, with the president, led to the establishment of the China-Gambia Council. So in, I think it was in 2018, during the month of Ramadan, we were in China together. I led a ministerial delegation comprising of the relevant ministries, and our engagement with the Chinese authorities is bearing fruit. I mean, since then, we've got experts in the field of agriculture come in, and of course, prior to that, after my own visit, at the invitation of the foreign minister, after that, I reiterated to them how much the Gambia had benefited from Chinese medical team, and I particularly mentioned that my own village, my own hometown, Bansang, was a special beneficiary because it had the Chinese medical headquarters, built there, and we are looking forward to having Chinese doctors coming to serve the Gambia in the way they served before diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China was really broken off. And they came. And I had the privilege, then as foreign minister, to accompany them to Bansang. Of course, some people looked at that as. I mean,
that caused a lot of controversies.
But I think people who were there, I think that was quite myopic. Bansang is the second largest referral hospital in the Gambia. It's the second largest referral hospital in the Gambia. So, if we take those teams there, what's the big deal about it? I didn't take them to a small clinic in Darboe. If I had done that, then that would have been something. But Bansa is the second largest referral hospital in Gambia. In fact, you have an SCN school there. So I think those people here, I think they are just making noise for nothing.
You think it's a political noise?
Noise for nothing. But apart from that, you know, it was also during my visit to my visit to China that I visited Huawei and Star Times. You know, and my visit to Huawei opened up the opportunity for the thing that I have the fiber cable that that is already with
actually we are on fiber right now.
That's
here.
Right. That's right.
Yes.
That right. So these are the little things we did, and there are a lot with China, and I'm very, very grateful to the government and people of China as a citizen of the Gambia for what they have done for us, and I am sure our relationship with them would grow from strength to strength, provided that Gambia sticks to the one China policy.
To the one China policy.
Provided Gambia sticks to it, and that nothing should tempt the administration in any way to deal with Taiwan, you know, I mean, in secrecy or in any way. Because, I mean, the intelligence, you know, the intelligence outfit in China is so sharp that the slightest move towards hobnobbing with China, I mean with Taiwan. Rather, you know, would be detected, and that will be detrimental to us.
That would be detrimental.
It will be detrimental, and I hope not. Now, I had also the opportunity to visit Turkey at the invitation of the Turkish foreign minister, and it was also a visit that opened up several gates for the Gambia and Turkey. You see, the Turkish airline, I initiated it. On that visit, I have the miniature of a plane that they gave to me as a present, as a gift. I initiated it, and one thing that they were not sure of was the volume, and it was the volume of passengers. And I think I was like, look, you know, the statistics indicating the number of people flying out of Banjul International Airport can be misleading, because a lot of our Gambians travel overland to Dakar to take flights from Dakar to other parts of the world.
Yeah.
You know? And those numbers are not factored in the Gambian statistics. It is only in the Senegalese. The Senegalese who saw that, you know, as the volume of the traffic or the volume of passengers that pass through the airports. So I agree with them that when you come back, I mean, and I did ask the GCAA, Gambian International Airlines, you know, through the Ministry of Works and Communications, that they should give a statistics of not only the passengers, but also of the cargo, so that the Turkish could look at it and see if they can open up the route, flight route to the Gambia. Yeah? And of course, when the president went there on a state visit, we visited also the Turkish airline. Yeah? And one thing I told the president of the Turkish airline, that look, you know, it's not usual for a president to go and meet the chief executive of a business outfit. What should happen on protocol? You should meet the president in his hotel suite. But the president is here. We brought the president here to show how much interest we have in ensuring that the Turkish airline starts operations in the Gambia. That is why. So you can see, you know, that how eager we are following up on the mission that I had initiated here. And I believe after that, the Turkish airline, I understand, has started, in fact, has started, flying into the Gambia.
Yeah.
That was some of the little things. And I mean, others, the OIC also, as foreign minister, I had fruitful engagement with my colleague in Turkey on the upcoming OIC, and he did give promise because they are the current chair, so they have experience, they have materials, and maybe they also have something that could be put in a bank account.
Yeah.
So.
But do you think the OIC will hold, though? It's supposed to be in November. There's little movement going on. When you were leaving, because the vice president was the head of the OIC, I think, when you were vice president, you would know. Do you think the OIC will happen in November? Because there's little movement going on, though.
Well, as at the time, which is not long, of course.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
A couple of weeks ago. It's not even a month.
Yeah.
I mean, we have that as a target.
Okay.
We have it as a target, and I don't know if anything will happen that will change that target, but we have that as a target, So, talking of that, when I was foreign minister, I traveled to many countries with the CEO, and sometimes with the Minister for Works, because I thought the Minister of Works, for me, the Minister of Works was very relevant in actualizing our desire of hosting a good summit, because a lot would depend on infrastructure. So for me, it was very important, very pertinent, that the Works Minister should always be on such a delegation, so that some technical issues relating to it, I'll deal with the political issues as foreign minister, but there will be technical issues that the Minister for Works would address, and the CEO is quite au fait with financial matters, and I thought that financial matters he would handle those things, and I think I did my best in the then states that were part of the Soviet bloc, broken up, but there are Muslim countries, Azerbaijan, all those countries, visited. And that I knew that there was a lot of goodwill for the Gambia, and I'm sure that funds will start dripping in very quickly. And again, I don't want to claim that these are my personal achievements. I want to claim that these are achievements by a team that I led.
You led.
The achievements that by teams I led, because I mean, I cannot speak to the finances, I cannot speak to the technical matters, so it was the team that went with me that really helped me convince the people. In fact, I think it was the president of Kazakhstan. After meeting with him, quite very receptive person, looked very down to earth, very humble. And after meeting with him, I said, well, okay, you go and meet your colleague, and we'll see what we can do for you, And Azerbaijan too, because I had met the foreign minister of Azerbaijan at the UN. For by the way, Gambia is a member of the contact group on Azerbaijan, and we had a side event, the OIC side event, and the contact group on Azerbaijan, and we made Gambia's position unequivocally clear that the unjust occupation of part of Azerbaijan must cease. And we support their cause. We cannot support annexation of part of a country by another country. We cannot condone it. And of course, I built up some little relationship with him, you know. And again, that helped us really in our fundraising drive in that part of the world. I had also gone to Indonesia and quite the vice president. You know, I met with the vice president. In fact, I went to Indonesia. In fact, when I was vice president, I believe when I was vice president, and again we got a promise from them on issues, on matters that are relevant to the organization of a good summit. So I think I did those little things, and I also made sure that several treaties that were acceded to or signed by Gambia, I made sure that, you know, we brought them to the National Assembly for ratification. And I think this was about June, October of before my appointment as vice president. Yes, I made sure of that. And one important thing that I'm really very proud of is that I made Gambia to accede to the APRM. In 2017, I made the announcement, and President Uhuru Kenyatta was very elated by my announcement, and we are now full members of the APRM, and I thought it was a good thing, and I thought that was also one of the things that would really shape the image of the president, that he is one who is prepared to be peer reviewed. Yeah. His colleagues, you know, the Wolofs have this saying,
okay.
You know, that's, and it's true.
It's true.
So it is your colleagues, you know, that can peer review you, you know, and they will be very honest. I mean, I saw Sierra Leone, you know, I mean, the pitfalls were pointed out. So was Cote d'Ivoire, and President Ouattara was there, you know, he acknowledged things, and certain things he defended, you know, and I think, you know, want to put ourselves in that position, so that, honestly, Fatou, I thought that, you know, we could make President Adama Barrow win the Mo Ibrahim Foundation. That was one of my missions. And I thought that, you know, if we put the governance issue on the right track, and then you fight corruption, mismanagement, and you address urgent social needs in education, in health, I think he is there. And I thought that if, as far as the governance issue was concerned, probably we are on the right track. But the other issues, I thought that they should be bracingly addressed. I'm not alleging anything, but then, you know, I mean, I think as early as May and sometime in 2017, when Mr. Cham was appointed presidential advisor, he had a rally. You know, at that rally, I did say that, look, those of us in whom President Barrow has confidence and assigns us responsibility, we should be careful not to taint his character. We should be careful not to taint him. So we should be very clean people. And I repeated the same thing in Brikama. And I thought
yeah, at that point when you said that in Brikama, a lot of people thought, what did he know something that we are not aware of now? Why is he just throwing that in the mix right now? Because that was very, you know, it was like something was happening and you were just sending a signal. What did you know at that point?
Well,
we didn't know.
I didn't know anything specific.
Yeah.
But I was suspicious. I didn't know anything specific, but I was suspicious. So then I thought that, you know, with my stature in government, with my stature in the political arena, you know, I just mentioned Dembo, I was just taking an example, not that he was involved in anything.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I just said Dembo.
You made because you know Dembo is more of like your brother.
He's my brother, you know, Lamin Diba. Those are the people I mentioned. You know, I didn't mention any other persons.
Yeah.
You know, it was just suspicion, and I thought that, you know, what I suspected, you know, if that was true, that statement would make people, you know, reconsider and recoil, get back into their shells. Really, I mean, whatever is the case, you know, we want to make sure that you know, when the coalition, all the parties choose a leader, you know, we shouldn't go back and say we regret choosing him. You. And I thought that was my that was my whole approach.
Wow. And then I mean, the Gambia's image changed drastically, and there was so much goodwill, so much sponsors, so much donors were ready to pour in. At some point, in fact, people were complaining that the government was very slow in trying to cash out in some of these goodwill donations or grants or stuff that were coming in, because the image drastically changed.
Yeah.
But then, do you think that you were able, as a government, you were able to cash in most of the goodwill gestures that were coming in? Because there was a lot. I mean, Rwanda went through stuff like this, and they capitalized on this. Do you think Gambia was able to cash out on the goodwill that was coming in? And is the window closed right now? Do you think the window is still open, or is it closed?
The window is not closed. The window is still open. I think we just should accelerate, you know, our recovery process. The recovery would be a wrong word.
Yeah.
Access. Yeah, I think access. You know, we should just do that. You know, let me tell you that I and the Minister of Finance, Mr. Njai, you know, we have had good discussions on this. In fact, we have set up a high leg, you know, which I was chair, so that, you know, we could access. And in fact, you know, we discussed that. Look, let us look at the low-hanging fruits, pluck them, and those will be the grants. And then, then go in for the soft loans, because it's all not grants.
Yeah.
It's grants. It's a mix
of grants and loans.
Yeah. Mix of grants and loans. You know, so go for the for the soft loans, and then, you know, see what other things that you can go in for. Yeah. And I believe that the Minister of Finance, together with the relevant ministries, I would expect them to get good bankable projects, so that, you know, can have this presented. And let me say that myself and Mr. Sane, we were a little bit avid, you know. At the end of the Brussels conference,
I was going to say that when the president openly thanked you and the finance minister for doing a great job at the Brussels for the NDP.
Yes, that's right. But what we have been about was that when the conference came to an end, the conference proper, when it came to an end, Mr. San and I went over to France, and for a couple, for about 12 hours or so, you know, we were able to lay the very solid foundation for accessing the 50 million euro that was pledged by the French government. In fact, when we met their technicians, I said, look, I just going to break, you know, what diplomats don't normally do. You know, I'm going to ask a direct question. And I asked them, look, this 50 million, is it loans or is it a grant or a mix? And gentleman said, I can't answer that. Those who could answer that is not me. I don't know. Yeah? But when we got to the foreign ministry, you know, I put the question again. And we were told that it was grant. And I said, oh my God, thanks to God.
Wow.
So this was not going to be a loan. 50 million euro, I do not know how many $billion is that is. You know? So at least we saw that came in, and I'm sure others will come in. Certainly, it's not going to be a wasted effort. I don't think it will be a wasted effort. You know, we have put a lot into this, so it's not a question of whether Ousainou Darboe is there or Ahmad Sani is there. It will be a question of really pursuing what had been initiated, or not mean not initiated, what they had in collaboration with others pursued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of goodwill came through under your leadership at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, and in fact, the President openly thanked you and the Finance Minister for the deployment of for the organization of the NDP, how it was handled and how well it was presented, and the groundwork that was laid, and a lot of people were happy. But then, after all, there was just shortly after that there was some movement. The President moved you, and 2 other members of the UDP were moved from key government positions. A lot of people, even though you were elevated to the vice presidency, a lot of people said that was demotion. Foreign affairs, in fact, I put that to you when I interviewed you in your office. Foreign affairs, it's really, really, really very high profile, because that's where you meet international leaders. It opens your contact to international world compared to any other area in the government. Lands and regional affairs is more of a political office. You are responsible for the CFOs, the village chiefs, the alcalos. It's a very elevated area. Finance, but Amadou Sane, we all know the Ministry of Finance. But all these key government positions were taken away from your party. At that point, to be honest, before you were in government, and I know you would not speak openly about it, but at that point, when that happened, did you sense anything going on? Did you have a sense of feeling that, wow, there might be power play here, there might be power struggle? Did you have any thought about that movement? Because a lot of us had thoughts about it.
Well, quite frankly, I have considered that as a normal cabinet reshuffle. I have never considered it as a power tussle. Tussling power with who?
The President and the UDP.
But the President and the UDP is not government, so UDP is not tussling power with the President, and the UDP cannot tussle power with the President. So, for me, becoming a Vice President, politically, for me, it was an elevation, and that you are the #2 man in the country. It was an elevation, even though foreign minister, you are exposed internationally. So was the Vice President. Yeah. I may not travel abroad, but then I've always received foreign dignitaries, in my office, consulted with them on issues that are germane to the development of the Gambia, and of course, really, as a Vice President, I do not have any controlling influence, or I do not have any authority to give directives to any ministry, but all the ministers defer to me. Because of my position as Vice President, they all defer to me and they consult. So really, for me, moving to the Vice President, I did not see it as a demotion, and in fact, let me tell you, Fatou, it gave me an opportunity really to stay at home and look after UDP.
Wow!
It gave me that opportunity, because as Foreign Minister, even the executive of the party was not meeting regularly. And I didn't think that was good, and I didn't think that was good for the party. So for me, coming to be in the office of the Vice, I think that was very good. That was very great. Yes, the other 2 ministries. Now agriculture is the backbone of this country's economy. That is the hard truth.
Yeah.
So I think that is a show of confidence in the UDP members to assign the responsibility for agriculture, so that your fight against hunger, all these things about self-sufficiency, all these things about bringing a halt to the importation of rice, can happen. You take that look, UDP man, take it. Do it for us. And of course, yes, the local government is political, but what political influence? I hope that the Minister for Local Government will not attempt to use any CFO or any person under the Ministry of Local Government in the pursuit of political agenda, because that is what we fought against in the Jammeh era. And we will not allow that to rear its head in this country. And anyone who attempts that, of course, will descend on you like hawks. We will not mince our words. We'll tell you, and we'll, in fact, if necessary, that's the actions that we'll take. I don't think, anyone who thinks that, you can really use the CFO, you are misleading yourself. The CFO live in our communities. They ought to be apolitical. And if we see any CFO addressing any political rally, we'll know what to do with that. Or even surreptitiously organizing people, we'll know what to do with them. So I think this should be a warning to the Ministry for Local Government that what we fought against in the Jammeh era, we will not allow it to happen in the government that we have elected. Because we elected President Adama Barrow in order to replace that horrible things, in order to replace that horrible image of that horrible person who was pursuing policies and using the institutions to perpetuate himself in power. That is what President Adama had campaigned for in this country. So I don't think he will allow that, and I don't think he should allow that, and I don't think the Minister of Local Government, current Minister for Local Government, he was in the PPP, Mr. Drame. Yeah. He said that self-perpetuation, that's what he was also advocating for, that it should stop. So he cannot use that. So for me, we'll let us see what happens. So and for trade, yes, trade is quite, finance is quite an important ministry. And of course, for us, you need a minister that is hard, a minister that will certainly stand up against waste, instill fiscal discipline. I think that's what we need. And I don't want to think that Mr. Njai will not be pursuing such a position. And of course, the trade, if you have very good trade policies, then your economy picks up. And of course, when your economy picks up, then the Minister of Finance has something in his coffers, to apply it to the development of his country, of the country. So UDP has been taken to very key positions.
Wow, that's a good argument.
Has been taken to very key positions.
That's a good argument. So I want to come back a little to foreign affairs, because this is something I know I'll be crucified for if I don't ask. Your tenure at the foreign ministry was not scandal-free, especially when you appointed ambassadors and protocols and other staffs at the foreign ministry, at the embassies. A lot of people came after you for two things. One, a lot of people accused you of putting your party militants into all these embassies. Someone argued, in fact, all the ambassadors, most of them were UDP sympathizers. The protocol officers, UDP sympathizers. And then another scandal that you had to deal with was the appointment of Ambassador Bojang. People accused you grossly for that, because the argument was when the president-elect was appointed, and this was the speaker of then, who in fact was tabling a bill that will change to deprive the new president to be sworn in. For you to even choose that, and you made this argument to say you wanted to bring, you know, we should be able to diversify and bring other people into, but people are saying there should be so many other people to bring in Honorable Darboe. Why Ambassador Bojang? Somebody who has is being symbolized as someone who wanted to change, who wanted to suppress the constitution. The people voted in a new president, but you chose this man. And then some of your party men crucifying President Barrow, saying, or the president is bringing APRC militants like Sidin Jai to his close to him. But Sidin Jai and Baka Dembo Abdullah Bojang, what's the equation? What's the difference?
Well, let me say that I think scandalous would be wrong thing.
I mean,
because I do not see anything scandalous about it.
That. Okay.
I mean, maybe people are raising their objections about it.
Yeah, objections. Yeah.
You know? Now, let me say that in my tenure as a foreign minister, I have ensured that 30 career diplomats were appointed across our country, across our embassies. And also, at least, close down an embassy that we think was not doing well. Or at least we didn't have the need for that embassy. And talking of embassies, I initiated the opening of the embassy in Qatar at no cost to the government of the Gambia. Our embassy premises, government of Qatar is taking charge of it. The vehicles, the government of Qatar has provided it. But the issue of the ambassadors, we must accept the fact that ambassadors, as distinct from other officers, are all political appointees. And certainly, just as ministers are political appointees, so are ambassadors.
So
let me come to that, you know. And I don't think I want to appoint anyone as an ambassador who will not.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
So welcome back to this interview. I'm sorry about that break. It was due to Nawek. We're really sorry about that. But we're back to the interview because I said this is going to be an exclusive. So we want to make sure we deal with all the issues. Because I remember after the Congress, I've been following you, and you were running away from me. So having you today it will be great to just talk about all these issues. So let's get back to what I was saying. You appointing all ambassadors, UDP militants, and of course the appointment of Ambassador Bojang as well.
That's right. Yeah, as I think as I've stated earlier before we are disconnected, that I have 30 career diplomats appointed in the foreign service, and of course we have people who are politicians, outright politicians, that we are also appointed. But they are not appointed just because they are politicians, but because they are men of competence. man whose ability to run and manage embassies, no one can ever doubt. I recommended, in fact, I didn't appoint, I recommended Mr. Ibrahim Amani, who is a better diplomat than Ibrahim Amani. Tell me.
Yeah.
I recommended Mohamed Lam Sidat Job. Tell me, who is a more efficient, a more competent diplomat than Mohamed Lam Sidat Job? I recommended Mr. Amadou Tal, again, who is a better and more competent person than him. I recommended Ibrahim Ibn Ndur. Nobody knows him to be UDP. Again, it's his competence. We looked at and had him. So is Mr. Blaine. He's not UDP. No, we don't know him to be UDP. But I looked at his competence and I thought that this would be the perfect representative in the United Kingdom, dealing not only with the government of the United Kingdom, but also with all other Commonwealth countries, because the United Kingdom, London, is the capital of the Commonwealth. In Mauritania, you have Mr. Jouara, also a diplomat. Nobody knows him to be UDP. But I recommended him to the president because I thought he was a competent person and he could run that embassy efficiently. I also recommended Mr. Jara. He was my permanent secretary. He's a career diplomat. Now, I'll be very frank with you now. The appointment of the ambassador to, the then ambassador to Morocco, I didn't know about it.
You didn't know, even as the foreign minister?
Even as foreign minister.
How come? How did that
happen?
No,
I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. So was the appointment of the High Commissioner to India. I didn't know about it. I knew about the appointment of the ambassador to Qatar. Yes, I know about that. You know, and of course, you know, but you see, there are things in you see, I know the people who are making those noises. And as you rightly said, you know, people in my own party, but there are people who thought that they were bypassed and not appointed. But tell me, all these people I have mentioned, Femi Peters, who in this country deserves such an appointment than Femi Peters? He has gone to jail twice. He has gone to jail twice. I wish he was alive so that he could be taken to other embassies that of higher, I mean, where the engagement would be much more tense. Now, there were other ambassadors whose retention I recommended. The ambassador in Spain, I don't know him. I didn't, in fact, I didn't know him. I just know him from records, Mr. Yabo. But from records, I found that he was doing an excellent job in Spain. And we had a lot of Gambians in Spain, a lot of problems. And he was doing an excellent job. And I recommended for his retention. I recommended the retention of Madame Jaite, Mrs. Tenemba Jaite, because she was doing an excellent job at the EU and still doing an excellent job at the EU. The hard work she did in preparation for the 25th May meeting, 22nd May meeting in Brussels was enormous. So did I recommend the retention of O.G. Seller, because I thought that, look, the OIC was coming up. You need to have someone there as the ambassador, because you're also a member of the Executive Council. You need to have someone there who really is very au fait, I mean, with the procedures of the OIC, with the procedures of the Islamic Development Bank and so forth, and with the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And I thought that if you apply for an agreement, it takes anything between 3 and 6 months before the new ambassador could come in, settle in, and so forth, and then be moving things in the way we want it. It will be late. So I recommended for his retention. Yeah. So did I recommend for the retention of Ambassador Tangara. Now, all these people, Ambassador Tangara, we have never known that he was he served under the APRC government as foreign minister and as PR. So it is absolutely rubbish to say that my recommendations, appointments were influenced by political considerations. Tell me any of these people I mentioned who could question their ability, their competence. As for Ambassador Bojang, I repeat what I had said, and I said, if you are convinced about it, that's fine. If you are not convinced about it, that's fine. That I wanted an all-inclusive government. If you cannot have a Jola in the cabinet, then have a Jola as an ambassador. And I've been following, in opposition, the activities of all the prominent Jolas, those who stand in leadership role position. I've been following their activities very closely. And I've come to discover that Mr. Boja was a more moderate person. He was, of course, within the hierarchy of the APS, but he was a more moderate person. And look, and he demonstrated his moderation when Sabali organized a rally following his appointment as Secretary General. He organized a rally.
Mahmoud Sabali
organized a rally at Lamin.
Yeah.
And Ambassador Bojang, then Speaker, was one of the attendees. And I watched the proceedings, watched that rally from the beginning to the end. There were certain lapses here and there which is not important. But what is significant is Mr. Bojang gave what I should call it fatherly, brotherly, but certainly advice that you should expect from a statesman. Say, look, you are now Secretary General. You will have a lot of friends. The members of the National Assembly will come to you. They will tell you all sorts of things. Ministers will come to you. They will tell you all sorts of things. Civil servants will come to you and tell you all sorts of things. Be careful. Don't destroy the institutional memory of our institutions, because you will have more friends than you used to have, and all those friends are really friends who are there for their own selfish reasons. He said it publicly, and that he shouldn't victimize anybody. And I thought that was a statesman. For Jammeh's regime, anybody who stand in public on television and start saying that, look, don't victimize anything, because he told them you took over from other people, so don't victimize anybody. I thought that was a man of character. Yeah. But people, and then of course he did not table any motion. I think that is wrong. He presided over it. Just as Mrs. Denton presides over things in the National Assembly, she is not the author of those things.
Yeah.
He just presided over those proceedings. It is Fabakar Tombon Jatta and the others who were on the floor of the National Assembly and sitting advocating that this must happen, this must happen. And he just presided over it and left it to them to decide. He couldn't tell them that you shouldn't decide this, or he couldn't tell them you couldn't bring this bill or this motion. It's not his business. The Speaker is not the Speaker's business to say what measures are brought to the National Assembly. That is the business of the members of the National Assembly and the executive. So all these things are really arguments that finds no support, are baseless. And I must tell you that they are coming from within UDP, UDP, and because there's people who are looking forward to disappointments and they didn't get it, because they didn't satisfy, for me, they do not satisfy the criteria. And let me come to the protocols.
Yeah.
The protocols, in fact, if I knew, I would have brought you I mean, something in handwritten, yeah, of some of these protocol officers, yeah, who were not originally on my list, but were put on the list. Because my whole idea was, I want to build up, a professional diplomatic cadre. I do not mind at the level of the ambassadors for them to be politicians, but I also was very careful. I didn't want representation at the AU, representation at ECOWAS, EU, UN, US, France, UK. I didn't want the representations, and OIC. It's Saudi, because Saudi, OIC. I didn't want representation at these places to be anybody. I wanted to be for hardcore diplomats, hard negotiators, people who have the experience. And that is why I thought that people like Tenem Bajate should stay. And I thought that, they will be the professional diplomatic members of the professional diplomatic cadre. Other places, yes, they are not. It's not that they are not important, but then you could have them, the politicians.
So I just want to clarify this position. It's been said that you single-handedly appointed people.
That is not correct.
It's important to clarify.
No, that's not. I recommend.
People said. The notion out there is Ousainou Darboe dictates what President Barrow does.
No. As far as these diplomatic appointments are concerned, ambassadors, I recommended.
And President approves.
And the President approved. Wow. I recommended and the President.
Have you recommended somebody and the President had a change of mind? In instances had that happened?
Well, I cannot. It may be. I do not recall it. I do not recall that. I mean, he differed very much because I had justifications
for whoever you recommended.
For whoever I recommended, and of course the other appointees, it was just not UDP. I mean, you had the NRP people there, you had PPP people, you had well, I don't know whether he is there or not, but Fakuru Silla. I don't know whether he's there or not, but certainly he's not UDP. You have them all over. So I think those people, who really cannot say anything against me. They cannot hit me up for anything as foreign minister. These are some of the petty things that they bring up.
I think that also shows democracy, because when I see people who were part of your UDP, strong militants of UDP, challenging you on that issue.
No, I agree. I agree. I think if they had challenged me on the foreign policy initiatives, I think that would be right.
Yeah.
But challenging me because you think that you should be appointed.
Oh.
As protocol officer, no, you have not appointed me. You have appointed Mr. Y. That is not justified. That is not democracy.
That's not democracy.
That's not democracy. Okay. Challenge me on the foreign policy issues that I've initiated, and I would accept that.
Honorable Darboe, one important aspect that a lot of us families are affected is the EU, the Backway Boys issue. And you and Honorable Fatou have been seriously accused of signing deportation orders for Gambians in Germany to be brought back. I remember when the US incident happened, I spoke to people that were deported, and there were serious allegations. But I have said this, and I'm going to say it, whenever we reach out to say we want clarification. In fact, I said we want it in 2 days. You said, no, we want to do it today. I want to come to the office and do it today. And did clarify. A lot of Gambians were pleased with that. In fact, some measures were done, and at some point, I don't know what happened, but we didn't hear more of the deportations coming from the US. But the EU incident, Germany, is really alarming. People allege that you signed a document to allow Germany to deport Gambians to come back home. This, I don't know if you know, as a politician, has affected you and my party grossly. A lot of people use it as political tool. I don't know if I can say, have you signed any document to allow Gambians? I mean, people are like, there's this goodwill document that you signed when my Fatou was the Interior Minister and you were the Foreign Affairs Minister. A lot of Gambians in the diaspora.
Madam Torre, you see, I mean, as you said, you know, I mean, people are using this against us politically. They want to score a political point. But we have to be realistic, and we have to be truthful to ourselves. Even those people who are making those allegations, they know that the Gambia government cannot stop the deportation of anybody from any part of the world. We don't have to agree with the government of Nigeria that they'll send our people from Nigeria to Gambia. We don't have to agree to that. It's the prerogative of the government of Nigeria whether to do so or not to do so. So people who are, I wouldn't say uneducated, but people who are not conscious, who do not know how things work, I mean, at the level of international law and so forth, you know, are gullible, and they just accept this. I mean, when the deportation in the United States happened, I came here and I clarified it.
Yeah.
That we have never. Why would I sign? Why would any government in the first place approach government of that and say, look, can you agree with me so that I can send your nationals back to your country? I mean, it's just unimaginable. It's just not true. I mean, this is, as I have said in the past, it is malicious. I mean, it is fabricated. Yeah? In fact, what they had done, the last, as far as the EU thing was concerned, I don't know whether that's a Photoshop. I don't know. They put something on the internet, and then that I was signing something, and then with the German president. And when I came out to say, look, you know, when the German president visited the Gambia, I was in Ivory Coast. So how could I sign something with him when I was away in the Ivory Coast? And in any case, the president of another country doesn't sign anything with a foreign minister. It is a foreign minister that will sign other things with the foreign minister. It would be the president of Germany and the president of the Gambia that will sign any document. So when they realized that their falsehood cannot hold, then they reverted to my Fatou and released a video and said, no, it was my Fatou. And again, from what was stated there in that video, it was to allow for the Gambians who are in Libya, who wanted to come back home, so that the proper arrangement can be made for them to come back home. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Should my Fatou be irresponsible and not cooperate with IOM, leave our Gambians, brothers, in Libya, where a slave trade had been introduced. Human beings were being auctioned, as it was done in the United States, several decades, several centuries ago. Would it be responsible for my Fatou to do such a thing? He thought he has a responsibility. To his conscience, he has a responsibility. To the Gambians, and cooperated and helped them out to come back to the Gambia. The long and short of it, I have not signed anything, and let me tell you, the way that this I'm sorry to use the word, these political vultures, the way that they want to pray at me, if there was any such thing, look, they would have one or two friends in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs who would photocopy this and give it to them and say, look at that. But there's absolutely no doubt about that.
Were there preconditions when you guys went to negotiate for the NDP?
There were no preconditions. There were no preconditions. The donors were convinced by the content of the NDP, and they were also convinced that the leadership in the Gambia is in a position to implement what is stated in the NDP. That is what convinced them to make the pledges, and nothing more.
And now, right now, I have over 1,700 Gambians, most of them from Italy, Germany, watching you. Right. Honorable Darboe, what's your message to these people? Most of them, in their head, believe you signed the document to their face.
Well, tell them.
Families are worried.
Well, tell them that Those who are making them to understand, to believe that, are really misleading them. They are making such statements in order to gain political support. They think that by doing so, they could put me and UDP at an electoral disadvantage. And let them know that I have my own nephews there in Germany, in Italy. They know, they should know that. How can I sign for the deportation of my nephews? In fact, he said, again, this is one of the very sour memories that come to my mind. Whenever I see on the news, the rickety boats, it brings back to me sour memories. My elder brother's son, Bori, I was so fond of him. Sometimes he drives me around, himself and Karabulai Maron, the first son of my driver, Solo. They secretly went away without telling us. It was when they got to Libya that they called me. And I tried to get them back. I said, Douanye. That was the last thing they told me, Douanye. And they perished in the sea. I have other nephews there. People who have married to my daughter, to my nieces. When I say my niece, because in Mandinka I will say Ndimado, because your elder brother's son is your daughter, married to them. Why would I sign for that deportation? People I know who are ardent supporters of the United Democratic Party. Why would I sign for their children or their sons and daughters to be deported? It's all false. It's just not directed at me, but also directed at the Barrow administration, which is false. I have at all time, as foreign minister, tried to do the best for the people of the Gambia, and that is one of the reasons why we have the diaspora unit in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which I established. And I want to say that I've been greatly, encouraged and assisted in this by my brother, Mr. Jibril Fall, of GK Partners, So and we've done this so that the Gambians in diaspora can be properly, their matters can be properly addressed to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. One thing that I can say that we have certainly insisted on is that you cannot deport a persons that are trainable. Train them, give them sufficient skills so that when they come back home, they can be useful to themselves.
So I think we have exhausted the foreign affairs. And then, Honorable Darboe, you moved to the vice presidency. And then women's affairs was under you, and also disaster relief. And then all of a sudden, at some point, the women's affairs was removed. Did you, at that point, felt somehow was taken away from you?
No, really, it was not, because it was not at the time that I became vice president that women's affairs was taken away. We know that you cannot set up a new ministry without having the necessary budgetary allocations. And it is a matter of fact that budget negotiations take place. In fact, currently now they're now working on it, on the budget. So this was in the thinking well before I was appointed as foreign minister. As vice president. It was not that it was during my tenure that this decision was taken. No, it was not during my tenure as vice president. The decision had been taken, and the necessary budgetary allocations made for the new ministry. In fact, when the last estimate came out, I was so dissatisfied with it. Even though it was going, women's affairs was going away, I was so dissatisfied. I went to the budget negotiation myself. And insisted on certain things for the Women's Bureau. Yeah, it's on certain things for the women. So it's not because.
Okay.
I don't think because it could have any other.
It could have been any other.
It
was already in.
It was already in the pipeline.
Yeah.
It was already in the pipeline.
And then you were removed. During this happened in a very, very crucial time when a UDP executive of a UDP, a member of the UDP executive who was nominated by the president, Yakumba, basically took the president to court. A lot of people blamed you for this.
Blame me for?
They blame, this is your family. Yakumba is UDP, Barrow is your son. There was a family issue. And Yakumba you let her go to court to basically take the president to court.
Yakumba didn't take the president to court. Now, let us be honest. Yakumba didn't take the president to court.
She took the Speaker of the National Assembly,
Yakumba,
who is the member of the...
Hold on. Yakumba, I think in her interview, I think it was on this media.
Fatou, on this platform.
On the media, yes, Yakumba was quite categorical and unambiguous on why she's going to court. Says, now is the time to test the power of the president against our democracy and against our constitution. So it's not a family color. When people feel that certain things are wrong and you want to redress them, it should not be treated as a family affair. When I was in opposition, I took the Jammeh administration to court, on issues of the constitution. And if Yakumba, took this matter to court on issues of constitution without consulting me, I do not think that would be considered as a family matter. And if the president did not also consult me before removing myself, I should not consider it as a family matter.
Have you reached out to the president when this happened to discuss it? Have you reached out to him when he just removed Yakumba? And then
I didn't reach out to him because I didn't think that I should really interrogate his discretion. What he considers to be his discretion. I didn't think that I should interrogate that. After all, it was already done and announced, and a reversal of that would show inconsistency, lack of decision.
But this government has done so many reversals on issues.
On issues that were a fait accompli? I don't know. I don't know. And not when I was there. On a matter that was a fait accompli? I don't think so. But this is a fait accompli.
And then when the day of the judgment for the for Yakumba's how do you call it, the
injunction,
yeah. The president fired you, yeah. When everyone thought the president had victory, yeah. Because his nominee would be sworn in, yeah. And the same day he fired you, yeah. Like he fired you, Lamin Diba, Amadou Sane, yeah. And Yakumba is out.
Yeah. Well, I think the president should really answer that question. Why did he think?
Did you think? Did you think it was related to the Yakumba case?
Well, that would be a very reasonable conclusion. Because if it was only one,
yeah,
cabinet minister of UDP rank, then you could not relate it to that. But the entire UDP cabinet ministers expelled. That's what I say. It's expelled. I don't consider this as we are expelled from the coalition. Of course, because the coalition executive, we are expelled from the coalition.
No. Mr. Darboe.
Oh yes.
You said expelled from the coalition.
Yes.
No, you were expelled from cabinet.
No, but that's the only way we had. That's where the coalition was. That was the office. That was the president that was elected on a coalition platform. The National Assembly was not elected on a coalition platform. PPP contested, after all, Mr. Ndao, Banjul Central, he contested on a PPP ticket. And had a contestant against him from other parties. When
I interviewed you, when other members of the coalition were removed from cabinet, you told me this was still a coalition government.
No, because when Mr. Jallo was removed,
yeah,
Musa Drave and James Gomez, PPP. James Gomez PPP was still in cabinet.
But Ibrahim Silla is UDP. He's in still cabinet.
Ibrahim Silla was not nominated by UDP to be appointed as a minister. He was not. Yeah. I think we should get that clear.
Clear.
You know, it's not that we should not get. We should get that clear.
He was nominated after by the president, appointed after.
Yeah, after. You know, so I mean, when Mr. Jallow was removed, there was still Mr. Gomez.
James Gomez was there.
James Gomez, in cabinet, and of course, Mr. Fatou was not in cabinet, and I had some opinion about that.
Yeah,
I had some opinion about that. That really, at that time, in November 2017, it was just too early to remove anybody from the cabinet.
So I wanted to come there. So when, at that point, at the beginning of the government, a lot of people considered you as Barrow's godfather. There was this father-son relationship, and he listens to you a lot. This is what was perceived. Let
us get these things clear. That was what was said, because on the campaign trail, he said, political. So people took that literally to say that, I was the one behind him.
Yeah.
I'll be very frank with you that it was only in relation to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
So let's get that clear.
It was only in relation to the Minister of Foreign Affairs that I was given an opportunity to express views with him on one-to-one. Of course, in cabinet, I expressed my views on all issues. On all issues. It's just not that it's not correct that I influence appointment of people, influence removal of people, or influence decisions by President Barrow. If I influence any decision, then that could have been maybe at cabinet level, which maybe I would give an opinion, I would give a view, and supported by other ministers, and that is it. But it is absolutely incorrect for anybody to nurse the idea or to go on believing that President Barrow was under my thumb, and he did what I told him to do.
That was the notion out there, but
it was wrong.
Yeah. So when my Fatou was removed, and then OJ was removed, and then James Gomez, and then Fatoumatta Jallow Tambajang, who a lot of people said was the chairman of the coalition committee. These were all key members of the coalition. Did you at that time had any at any point spoken to the president that at least he was on the verge of destroying the coalition? Have you ever spoken to him at that level to say this was not right?
Well, with the removal of Madam Tambajang and OJ, I must confess that I did not. But in the presence of Madam Tambajang, I did tell the president that, look, my Fatou should continue to be retained in the cabinet.
When he was removed?
Yes, I said, before the letter was delivered to him.
Before the letter was delivered to him?
Because I was made privy to read by Madam Tambajang, because she wanted to intervene. She wanted that maybe both of us, if we would intervene, that would stop it. That would stop it. And I said, look, it was just too early. At least we should wait after a year or so before we can have any member of the cabinet removed. Mrs. Tambajang, as I speak here, Mrs. Tambajang hears what I'm saying, and I'm not making up any story at all. And I thought that that was really right. And I did tell Madam Tambajang that, look, I think if my party is removed, it should be right, it should be proper for his party to nominate another person, so that the coalition character can be maintained.
Wow. So what's the status of the coalition? Next week you guys are meeting. What is UDP's perspective about the coalition? You just said you've been expelled from the coalition.
Well, okay, that's one perspective. We have been expelled from the coalition. Now we've been presented with something, and I think we are going to discuss that at the level of our party. We take a stand. I don't want to preempt whatever the party might decide in preparation for this meeting.
You think you will attend the meeting? The UDP will be represented?
But we have been invited. So I mean, it will be irresponsible for us to ignore that. To ignore that invitation. We should go there, whatever our position is. We should go there with that position.
Last week, the former Vice President Fatou Tambajang had an interview and said it will just be unreasonable for anybody to tell Barrow to step down after 3 years. And the biggest agenda of the coalition, I think, will be on the term. What the term should the president serve for 3 or 5 years? You have been on record internationally saying the president should serve 5 years. But your spokesperson, Almami Tal, recently did say a different thing, that Barrow should step down at 3 years.
Well, let me say that the party has not taken a position, and what I have said, 5 years, and you must know that I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
I am inextricably married to the Constitution. I mean, you had started at the beginning of this interview that you are law-abiding.
Yeah.
You know? So I share community with the Constitution of the Gambia. And I did make that statement that, look, you know, if anybody, nobody can force him. He was, after all, he was elected.
But you will take anybody who forces him, you will take them to court.
Yeah, because I did say that would really be contrary to the Constitution. And I did say that, look, you know, he was elected by the Gambians to serve for 5 years. All these things that he is repeating, what Ahmad Ba, all those people, they are just repeating what I have said. You know, because certainly at that time,
you were the first person to say it.
And at that time, of course, you know, this legal undertones of it, none of them knew about that. That is the reality. That's the hard fact. So if the president now says that, you know, 2017 to 2021, nobody can, I'm just repeating what I have said. He had no idea about it. This is the truth. Of course, the other people are putting up the moral argument. So we see what's happened. We'll see what happens. But then, you know, I have stated that, and I've stated what the law provides for. You know, and I did say that, of course, if he steps down, he can step down. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He can step down, and if he steps down, Vice President Dr. Aissatou Touré takes over as president. That is, I mean, that is what the Constitution provides. Yeah, that's what. So it doesn't mean that. What I'm saying that I didn't say that he cannot. What I'm saying that you cannot force him.
You cannot force him.
But he certainly can step down.
What would you want?
It's his decision.
What would you want?
Not what I want.
Yeah.
Not what I want.
Not what you want.
Not what I want.
When you were fired, though, the president. So one thing which is very interesting here, when the president fired my Fatou, so many speculations. He never said a word about the reasons why he did it. When the president removed Dr. Fatou Tambajang, OJ, and the rest of the other coalition partners, there were no reasons to what happened. But when you and the 2 other members of the UDP were removed, the president during the swearing said he did this reshuffle to bring calm to his government, to bring calm to cabinet. What do you say to that? Were you a distraction to this government? Honorable Darboe?
Well, maybe the president thinks I'm a distraction.
Did you?
Maybe the president might think that I'm a distraction. Or the UDP members in cabinet were a distraction.
Were you a distraction? Were the UDP members a distraction?
We were in the cabinet to serve our country faithfully, diligently, honestly. We were not there to support anybody's personal agenda. We are there to support the people of the Gambia's agenda. That is what we are there for. Look, when did we become a distraction? After the Bakote rally? That time we became a distraction, you know. When I said, in fact, was it, or did we start becoming a distraction
during your Congress?
During the Congress,
yes.
But it's
that. Let me come in here.
Now that statement,
yeah,
of mine,
yeah,
was it really against the government of the Gambia, or was it against our own belief that people were trying to really form a political organization and trying to prey on UDP? I mean, look, Madam Toure,
okay,
the hard realities. We have to speak the hard realities.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy that the president didn't say that we were wanting in the performance of our duties.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
We were happy that the president didn't say that any of us were involved in acts that are detrimental to the interests of the state, that we are involved in corruption, in those type of things.
But he did say in the Basel rally, when he left the inauguration and then he went to a rally somewhere in the URR, in Woolly, the president did say the people that were sabotaging his agenda.
Yeah, his agenda.
The NDP, that was the NDP. Look, that's supposed to be the president's only agenda.
That is supposed to be his own agenda.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the only agenda, but that is not the agenda. Look, we have to put
How do you know that was not the agenda?
We have to put these things in context. You know, the truth is that the president has political ambition.
Like any other president.
To come to 2021 contrary to what he had agreed to with his colleagues. That is what, and we say that we are not subscribing to that. We will not support the Baron Youth Movement. We will never support it.
Why?
Why should
These are UDP members. Most of them.
They claim to be UDP members. They have their own agenda because they are people who we are really using the name of UDP in order to further their political ambition, in order to achieve their political ambition. You see, let me tell you, Fatou, as far back as June 2017, I knew what was happening. There were meetings held at Golden Beach Hotel. And people there were saying, we have to take back our party.
Take back our party,
party. With the UDP.
From who?
I guess from Ousainou Darboe and others. Yeah? And when we returned from Mecca, I was asked to address the people, you know, and one of the things I said, and I repeat it because I said it in Mandinka, Alingadua, Nafikolu, Alaye Korindi, Ka Nafikol Bemkono. Because I knew what was happening. There was this clandestine moves to build a party within the United Democratic Party. And I said, we resisted it.
You call them Yurifa Soto?
I call them Yurifa Soto, and that is correct. And that is correct. Yes. So the truth is that President Adama Barrow wants to contest for the 2021 elections, and he wants UDP to support him.
Did he openly say this to you?
But you have to invite. Well, when he said in State House,
when he
said in State House, nimembe momo si president ya nyini. Ba nimembe UDP. Nito ko be president ya nyini nte bijanto woto mo coup d'état leti. What does that mean?
The UDP should not contest against
him. Yes, but what authority does he have for that? It's a free democracy.
Because he's from UDP.
But if he's from UDP and some members or someone in UDP does not believe that he should continue to be president of the Gambia because he has lost faith in him, should he support him? If that happens, should he do that? I'm not saying that is what happened, but the truth is that President Adama Barrow wants to contest for the 2021, and UDP is telling him that no, we are not going to support you. And we know we have good reasons why we don't support him.
What are the reasons why you wouldn't support him?
Because the way he has gone about it, was very deceptive. In the first place, getting our chairman, buying the motor bicycles.
UDP chairman?
Yes, buying the motor bicycles without referring to the party. He was our treasurer. Whatever assistance UDP was getting, we are channeled to him. Why wasn't he channeling his assistance, if we really meant it, his assistant to UDP, to the machinery of UDP? Why did he have to use other people who are not members of the National Executive of the party to do this bidding? Telling people, getting people, in fact, his people that support of him, telling them that, you see, we want to pay UP chairman, $5,000 a month, but Ousainou will not agree to it. Can you see how malicious that is? Can you see how malicious that is? Ousainou will not agree to it. And they are going on now about giving money to people. So we know this, and then what? I thought that was really very deceptive. I mean, if what you say, father, son, you should be able to sit down. I have sat with him about 2 or 3 times.
About this issue?
About him, and each time I tell him, look, I'm not desperate to be the president of this country, but I will take on any person.
You told him that directly?
In his presence. I told him one in the presence on the 5th of November, 2017. I still cannot forget that day because it was a very special day.
Yeah.
That was a day that we had a big wrestling match at the Independence Stadium. I was the chief patron. I had to leave that wrestling to go and meet with him. And I did it in the presence of a person.
Yeah. And you said?
I told him the same. We talked about a lot of things, and I said to him, look, I'm not desperate to be the president of this country, but anybody who wants to really bring division within the UDP, I'll fight you. I couldn't care who you are. And I said to him, I told him the same thing in the presence of Kramo Jadama at State House, at least on 2 or 3 occasions.
That's the North Bank Regional
Chairman,
That's right.
That's right. And Yam Saka and Lamindima. Because the indications we are having, he wouldn't tell me, and I saw that they are trying to do that. I said, look, we will not accept that. Things could have been done differently. Honestly, things could have been done differently. So really, I mean, when I hear people saying that, look, the knife that slaughtered the elephant.
The knife that is still at the State House.
It's still at the State House, and that knife, a small chicken, a small fowl cannot resist that knife. I mean, these are very insulting.
Yeah.
And even at Basse, say boring, say butokono. I mean, these are very demeaning and all trying to demean me, caricature me. But my personality is such that, I'm a sponge. I take anything. But when we're ready to squeeze it, not an iota of water will remain in that sponge. We'll come back, we'll respond to all these things at the appropriate time. I think, if only he knew what to do, he could probably have got what he wanted. But now, last demanding ko say ya jaro ya ko di balale.
But if kachata ken ni baro ta
iten nenna.
Yeah.
Dunia be nyala. Yeah, man. Fanata that I have in public to. Often I apologize public to. But I kajafile. I nene dunia be nyala. What about dunia be nyala fana?
In fact, I want to you for iko. Ya for ngaje kabita New York. Oli juso kanita bake ko President Adama Barrow ay hormanta ya jamala kera. Bari ay hormanta ya be kera hani kabibe mansa kunda ko imam boji. Nati be platform oto ay kumol fo platform oto ite fane low platform dota ay kumol fa.
Intana man low platform oto ngakumo fa. Nama Congress en kom man biwa ma recognize. Adun ka continue ko fo kaf ko man biya ma recognize. Ban nan man kuma fama de. Kadin kan haklotule. Kumo na fota akanata ab kamuro no koteke odang hakilo kan hakilo ba ado nimbe men fala fanan kamem fang all the time wala ka ko ma fang bakala Gambia president de fo balu ja fa sa bi jedo bare nimbe ko be yudi farla fulati wakay balu bi jeto sa bi jeto be lolo wala de
balu bi sa bi
ha ko fole wato mamadu wala adu manyana mallala man sila ka fa fana dum manyana sila ka fa fana
mujama ko tonya UDP ni Ousainou Darboe nyol UDP ni barola ni problemo Ousainou Darboe long alfati Itolom alfati amanya futala nyinte moto.
Well, what alfa ni ko karlom alfati. Enyanta alfa mutala nyama mutawanya. Ani yela alfa mutako. Ila dinding long. Wala alfa ya o man nafaso.
Bari akata nyawnya tonya itolom kebati bari adama barolom president of the republic ti. Anu adama barola supporter sul fana yemin foko. Akoleta nyawnya. Ikaminfo akoleta nyawnya ni adama lafta UDP ya londi UDP nyanta akela bayri UDP la executive baby nin jail la kabrin carte fayda. Adama first thing I mean request along to remove them from jail. In fact do sa no nyole afale ko adama barole albondi kasola.
But yalo my love ko mo
yeah, but that was the statement.
No mo sifa man love ko jabe. Bari any bari nyanta nyefana lonal ka foko. Kababara. Kata fo koyna kana fo katon. Adambara lota dawda ka Usain Darboe tofu. Usain Darboe den ko le dum. Anda dota ko Usain Darboe ala kala abentele bulu wala nyima sakunda bolla. So ntele ngama sakunda bo nimbe jel.
Etele masakunda
benjele kada yon tole use you all know that ata dan tole use Usain Darboe famate yawe bimben la moy la dola you know queen ala ava kala modisane ala lamin diba yawe Usain Darboe yawe alla ngi kemisen jam alla ngi dinken dolu kana ko Usain Darboe la kala wala bembulu bani masakunda bola wala bi sama da so natra ka fa ko don tella ngam fam bondi kasola ba yon tole use ay na dendi ko ni lamin diba ani kemi sen jambe ani modi sane se kuma be mayana fala malaf nga fanko lafta da nimbe engagement kala dal
ya dia fana se ke dia ba kala nyato ga
wal aske
ya fani ndingo ku ya ka fani ndingo
aske dia yake fa comment yati je
konno yati je
konante yati je yawe wallahi ni katu ko ni ko dolbe pepe ke kan tumo menna yawe I mean as foreign minister and as vice president be men ke kan wono mazo ko nani ka bambande atela ko ka bunyandi mole ke kan adun kaseme ta kaita ka ko ngabunya dia as president nene mon son na tamang daba kun kul be nyobala nene mon son ala mo mek ka minister dol kan ay kalu afi bari ndana mansuala ane kaduko atalam alfade abe tambila nga bulanoma bari yafu ko be tambila ni la president la faino ina daba kunkun benyola no independence anniversary ni last one thing protocol em forza konyo kana konyo ko protocol was B, that's what you should do atan kala fala ko ngani ta kafa ko ngabunya mendiala adu ala ya long man fende ko ngay barbitum fana nyanta bunya men sotla amman soto kuma kan kono na lawka funding dol kam fenke ka fanyo ko baba nyin dumune tina ana said look is normal political mbefta dan dulatole la fata dan
ber mol ko tonya adama baro UDP mamandile aya jijale
wala mira
no bari onko Ousainou ite fango ya confirm certain areas to ngela video la moy kabribe New York modol mimi ya lon ko tonya e diamo ke dulaw ko tonya ko to fole ike sembentu ya
okay
hana la député fon hana la député hana be mine ke la do ko fole min ke patiyo hana la député dol fon tonya bibe barola side la de wala ko ita de
well nimme be barola side to e may tandina adu nga fo elan ko this is a democracy. Yeta. You should be decent enough to resign. You should be decent enough to resign. In fact, Saturday nala.
Yeah, nyanta ni interview kela no wolune iko because meeting was.
But ni Saturday nala. Nebe invite meeting la, nebe meet la. Yeah, man. I'm going to me. Ibe ni laughter. Uno dukareta. Ngam for oye at Bova zone wala mtuanyati 2001 kata for 2006 or 2007 you people man National Assembly members soto wa mantal bali na political taman la de ko ngalo na ka ko na political taman la yeah it's at the grassroots kabo 2011 kata for 2016 you people man National Assembly members soto de but na political after all wo period kono no UDP la jarinte ya fundita fa njaka nyol bikita wat wala nimme ya mera ka fako ifang la daraja wala député ya dila sa inte ko ba UDP doron it's not the next election yello UDP mo ko del don di fe ngaju be membe kala no it's as simple as that. For me it's a democracy. Okay yalla welcome on okay. and again about that I want to be very careful man lef mo tumila ha kula ka fako karbeten I'm being very careful and I want to be very careful about that yeah man but the same for no wolon ka fako nimmen ko yeah man ilafta wala UDP wallahi you are free to do so you are free to do so kan danga lo na ka fako at the grassroots level danga lo na UDP be nyamin adun grassroots walle ta mari ka deputy grassroots walle wa mar walle ta ka miyayoti
alla grassroots fanam alla foot soldier dol bije bi alni wol mantara kukilinde your excellency covering alla congress min keta birkama model bije so model fan alla birkama congress hani soma western region mambango alla ma fong la ma fong
well anyway
people like Lamin Jatta you went to jail they went to jail for the UDP
anyway they did I don't think that's a misconception because when we went out, we didn't go out for UDP.
For the Gambia?
We went out for the Gambia. So, men ko ngani ko sen dabole. Imari ke fanene kemari ke filinde. After all, the benefits of it is not just Usain Dabo.
Okay.
Yeah, Wanafa is just not for Usain Dabo. Nkoloko electoral reform.
Yeah.
Tata wall. Nkosolo sande na ko ya release. That was not an Usain Dabo issue.
Yeah.
That was an issue of Gambia. So, I didn't know back like Usain Dabo quote. Imari le haklo, haklo le mayirwa, ni haklo yirwata. Wallahi tafula wanya. Look, a campaign for go Fatou. Wallahi, nita Usain Dabo pata UDPB. Mfati tampata UDPB.
Yeah, kwa hani dajolo official.
Wallahi, ndarajo si doa nyumba ko. Kasi meli amiraka UDP melke kuti. Wala amra nitel kota UDP wala ba UDP affect la UDP lewel ka kuti de itel manji ko UDP ka kuti de that is the truth man mala lu ka fako e bijeto they are there barinko fonko West Coast rally men kata gunjura dendo if a women's rally men kata brikam bita bijube de ana ajube when pure grassroots la wode no yalo Politiano memo ngame sute politiko to kuma ba fo warta ba
but so one time kabrimba research ke na first interview with you I was doing a research and Morocco nyoko Ousainou Darboe kai one word describing Ousainou akonyoko loyalty. He's very loyal to the people he started with. He's very loyal to his people. Momi alonka lota e koma loyalta. When I hear ko UDP undanyang pai bondi chairman yala ngamo UDP ini Lamin Jatta mantara ko kilim bi that what is that label that you have been known for being loyal to the people that really were there when it was tough unda nyang ifo ya fu jande anin solo sandeng fay dingo tolala altolom terolti Lamin Jatta tonya afana munum foot solal mi alongo tonya ay kele alongside you bi ko wolbe mantara UDP wo fu manta amanta perspective do di la mola ba
perspective do di mola ba perspective fole be Usain Dabo la character affect la ba ka kam loyal
I'm just asking
no ka kam loyal you see really bemmal la bake undanya na fonko yala tata len public media adiam tajeto and pandiri mbay tarajala diamta bar wallahi ngam fansi ya nyenti kalo ko mo ka jabe ninga fo menketa ngol be jutulala le bar nga fa barindi may MD Salla onata ya nga be fay aja sukana ka be siring nga fay e be menta mandikan ne be le fay santé ta public media
ko
ka fenke adun han kan Lamin Jatta men fenkete nana ngakile nas ko kon kadiya may temman kafo ko kono nimel yake nge bula tamono itelle kambula wallahi ni me yake kuni itelle kambula ntabe ke bula de
muno sabu ko dolon fomo
I don't know malaf mo tumla fen I don't know but wallahi billahi ta'ala unda nyang ngame unda nyang ta ni ngafa meye ya mo mol be jutula la adon ta adon ngame fonterlom
yeah
ado am volum toñate in fact do bo gamo binala every year natal kata go do bo gamo to nin tata jeto atal ka responsible mo attendance so forth I'm asking him again ka ko do mo gamo sitalde
ngata
ina ngata mando bitu fabitala fati
politiko manna manyana do
manyana do tema mo mado fabitala fati
yeah
ina bare Fatou nintani momo yake nkatiliyele itel kabonto ko ngamera alale fana yenda wonya wala yatna mo fana sabu kalon made wala na mo fana sabu kalon ma isamira kafa ko sabu bel wala mahani abuka keno muko
wow. And then kabiri karte fight kabiri yalbondi ya benta fe UDP siatu chapter Congress organize itata wo Congress dola wolo moja mama sino mbeba jibeka kabiri fete airport oto ye militant soldier je ko na nyimba kunun na ya bondi ye airport je faring ye moltara je netalo dolje fanga netalo dolje fay ko be kumbola
halo Gambian kolu tonya yalo kano mobuka kano sanno kano mobuka kano sanno e kamo forcer no fana ye kano ni ala fangle ye amankenna dinkende yati ala fangle ye ndela kanota ayake dol sondo moto hani melialon kafo kon safo ko to kafo ko detractors ni sita kaja kullo kono fanga balke ba tonya
ala mo lafta
ni Musa Darboe tonya itani nyilla tonya itani nyilla wo ko fole kabrum futata siatul in first place nga molje yalon fendam fo filta fendam you know and abo konfele ko mbe bolong le kono wow supporters nyolo Gambia janto e ka menke e ka ma nyame e kela kanu itanyame kela la fo itanyame ila hammo kama katiba yoke e ko ke nyame wala kata siatu and really nyajo botanjele because tubabu do mayila kaf ko mbotar la mbosi fatar la tubabu do ngosi fan ngol don jande to tubabol jomol tale wolunde tubabol jomol tale kaya men kan ngale babla ko what are these niggas and what was more you know the Congress itself
yeah
you know
the deliberations
the deliberations well
one of the most yes
yalo Demba Balde Demba Balde yamo Mota for the Kafko Demba Balde Mota for the Kafko UDP Lomo Demba Balde is a media person but then he spoke
from
his honest opinion from his heart and ante amira Kafko kabila Demba Balde diamuta kuma kote manya na follow wolum wolum kanya ta kontin la drang la ale fonsaje mo kontin la wata manela wolum
katale do kilo la wolum ale fonsaje
so really oheme itane kafoko Gambian kolo Gambia janto Gambia bantala ibe UDP le follow mala ala men kala sama de kadu ko mo kame presumptuous mo kana ofenke kawasu ani
kabriya mo ko kabriya bondi some people were celebrating
absolutely
and you know someone told me akonye ko lawyer Darboe is the most loved politician but yet the most hate politician kabriya ko usin Darboe mo le dong do le balfa
yes
kabriya mo
kabriya mo wan ko bara beti hata yalo man kal ka ko ala kanam fa jawla lunna
ala kanam fa jawla lunna tonya
but you know but really na bondo ala ya long adiatanye In fact, na colleagues nyol mel nata kana ka leta nyin deliver. Ya mera kafoko abe kula kala membe sunula. Bar kabire kuma diamo kuma dron ko na labula jeto. Ko nten ko nyin tenga nyin la nyin mane juna de. You know, nyin taretal de. Bar ko nang adwal yalo ne dalilo me yatna de. President Babaro ala political agenda for 2021 mo le support wala na be bonle. Adu ta support la fana. Any manya na back can ta support la. So nyin kana kali ko lo ntenga na office ni na pakle. Coming better from the AU summit in Addis Ababa. I cleared my office.
You were anticipating this?
Of course.
Lamin dambu di ba ko nyoko atala bita ko la poto dronga ya wala to our office kunu nga interview ako nyoko na office to na bita ko la poto drone benunje nga ko nyaadi ako because nga anticipate.
No, we had from December after the Congress we had anticipated this. We had anticipated. So Amantel Barandi. And na menke I am feeling ne mbe kadari.
Kada nyadi ngozen ye wuli somanda police ya fo yes I salute ay bunda ele dum moto kon ba fa VP kana convoy fenge yes
wala Fatou ko dol me man long ni convoy ko amandi anye you know no honestly no for kante to no jawne ni kan ko lum kan tem man la fi nyina.
In fact, we can confirm ko after work ibuka convoy.
Nka ko mal la fi nyina. Yeah, man. Ko ko bar this is the state matter.
Yeah.
It has to. You know? And the good thing about it is that Kafako Vice President, Nina Gardner and so forth is just like family. Duntanyo kono bake just like family and very very nice people.
Yeah.
You know, kamoja uniform kono kamera kudoti you know. So you salute all and everything, you know. For me, it didn't matter. In fact, I get impatient. Nimboto a lot, huh? Ikela ni security from coming na law. Man, look what, you know. And the reason why I was insisting on this, in fact, none of my chief escort. Look, before I became a minister, during Yaya Jamila time, I didn't have this. I was protected by God and phone call. So that didn't matter to me, Vice President salute and so forth, you know. I mean, so long as I was contributing to Nyantamenkala, Nabankoye, honestly and sincerely, that's what I cherished more than infant fire.
Yeah, and then Congress, you know, party militants came through. The deliberations, Demba Balde, Afojane, for so many other people. But the highlight was raising over $80,000 in a couple of hours for the party.
Yes.
What party dingol findi taka kila loyalty.
No,
they affirm once more.
Yeah, wakola nyanta lona kavoko what ibedaming.
Yeah.
Yalo na kavoko political campaigns are not funded by candidates no bukela campaign. It'll buka a fund. Yalo kavoko voters no. Mon yalo kavoko ya support wale ka fund. And you have a target moment 100,000.
Wow.
That is that target.
That's the target.
And they believe that now against the time maybe in New York. It'll be New York is the big apple.
That's the big apple.
the big city.
Yeah.
So Seattle, certain thing, the Wanyong Keller, it'll track. Yeah. And already Hamburg have set a date, 7th of September.
Wow, and you'll be there?
Inshallah.
So more, you know.
Wale ananko. Kado membala wale bara so I'm free telling I'm fan soto.
But you problem
I'm just
gonna say UDP is trying to destabilize Baro.
Destabilize? No.
And then that's not in the interest of the nation.
No.
Week in, week out, rallies, week in, week out, the party leader going, political statements coming out.
No.
Are we going to have a time when UDP will stop all of this?
In the Ramadan we'll stop it.
Okay. Apart from after Ramadan?
No, after Ramadan, the program so down Bitalia. And we are not stabilizing the government, and we will not stabilize because we know that the instability of this country, is not in our interest. What if they do not have confidence in the fact that Melba Barrow push can Patiolo, they don't have confidence Kafka is going to win. If, I mean, area, if that is what is meant instability, we'll be too happy to do that. Kavoko, a la political function, stuff, we'll be too happy to do that. Or we'll be happy to do that.
You don't want him to run?
No, it's not a question we don't want him to run. We want our party to win.
You think the President Ronaldo, will be your biggest obstacle?
Well,
he's the President of the Republic.
He's the President of the Republic. He was the President of the Republic. President of the Republic, you only want the gentle. Yes.
And then when you came back from US, I think I saw that post from one of your militants, UDP Lion Jadama, President in waiting is coming. And then this thing turned into a lot of people, I don't know how to describe it.
Let me tell you now. My
team was there, and at some point, when you got at the airport and saw people, what did that remind you of? How did you feel?
I am close to for the launching at Brikama, launching of UDP at Brikama in 1996. And the other one was on my release from prison. Nilumfulolu and her club land walla. But Kafo, wale Tambita, dinner the Kafo on the 5th of December. Tambita. And of course, in Italy, Kela Kano Itandi. Kaitanda Kavoko, Italo Munanyaton Koti, left Italela. So, Natale, Itata Tamola, Natale Kenin Sene, Hakeni Kebendo. Bansin Foko, Nunto, Odmombe government, there were some attempts, Pur Kanyelke, Kambendung. It will not happen. It will not happen. Because the president, Nimbendun Robekala, the president Damane Bendula. And let me tell you, I was very embarrassed, Kabrim Botamaka, I was very embarrassed. I had to rush and find my way out. Because I don't want the president to be around and Mol Bafla Ousainou. I didn't want that.
But did you think that really caused a lot of rift between you and the president? Program also to that. You didn't call for a program also to that. If you can have a yellow t-shirt, Fatou,
I don't know president la Fatou memu yamwe ala yala kano menke mol sondo moto ite sino la wakang ndam mem fonko ni coalition government lom yamwe parties nyolu le kafta ya nya mansa kunda ya tombo PPP bijeto yala kola le soto pink NRP bijeto yala kola le soto blue. NCP bijeto yala kola ta ko tenke ngamira white ngamira yole ta ko tenke. GPDP yala kola bijeto orange. Yawe. GMC red. UDP yellow and independence. Deko. Dem menje kafko nim benkata president benkata. Ba koli sonolom. Momo yele fengu yana yafa ko mfelenti to ntelinge tambinde.
Maranina na lisa ya barosa
wala and that ntelinge fengu. But bemma Fatou, really wo manke kutu yalo mkafako abena kont abena mamira mansanyanda kila ngamira mansafana nyanta na kafako tonya situation note. Yama nene man song yama ngatra dulato hani jalolu pour kuma manene man sonala ko kon jalita kuma lante ma in fact kabini tata New York yawe jalka bijeto yawe pujo bate ga ko ta fa nyi jalo akana kuma made president Barrow damma mo be nyata jalo be nyata kuma la president Barrow damma nema but that those but ning mo wul kilimbe lo jana fambe diam no be lo bele ba mo ko be la kanu etan lan mun ane ta itan lan bari fana Fatou fana why alin kana nyoto nya why no, but mam represent ma block ko kilia ke mamira. I don't think so. Mo le ko for drop. Mo le ko bara mamira that mo fe.
Yeah. For example, I think one thing also I remember the Kama rally when said, "Oh, Gambia, Nenendelo Ousainou Njukar, 2021 you left for president, new UDP president." When people like Adiem Sek, deputy party leader, will you statement see Falke at
Anganio nyerali men kata brikama nyerali men kata brikama
but how can you oppose there's a sitting president already ba for president do 2021 and masala for second time
well anyway ni masala for second time la muto nyati masala for second time la oh masala nyanta la for second time la ado bato bari ni aji yam memfo anganio ayole fo da badwal fanal kela nganio fole kafa ko lafta 2021 mama kande ke president do ba fala kafa ko lafta kare ke president je ngapati yolo yawe president wat nyini wat mansi maf ko man lafi kalo president yala maf ko lafta president yala ni mol ko kafa ko lafta usen nata fala alkanofo nyodo le kala ba mune ati nyodo nan muna na nyato ba 2021 esi
2021
inshallah ama hana jam fadal de ama jam fadal 2019 ala fonko ala first fonko mambang kota mambang follow you know so fenjamal be 2019 kono de jong si diamu ko jong kafa ko ala kitiyo la koku yatu ala kitiyo budo yawe bari Fatou sinyim foye kafa ko nte bi nkata gambe president bang manke gambe president bang the whole world benyi sona nyana kafa ko president Adama Barrow la mansaya ala president ya asababo asunnu abota Ousainou Darboe bana bon matter of history la de intelef
asungo
abota Ousainou Darboe bana ko bara fa ma fa la ko nka place nka kele nka place wol diala so salu pande ko anan man place ni afanka adiyama lar ko molto ako kanan man place ni njeeto ndala ka kele ka fa ko wodo salu kad ka fa ko man fen ko ngayde of course ka ko United Democratic Party na place wol me diala United Democratic ko wala mo ndala ka kele ka fa ko nyamuta abar afan le ya fa yalo ntama fo afan le ya wata sanu ka ko ntama nene man fen ko ngaye nena wala nan koy ko alafta mena na sta soto no le no nata yalo na nyanta menkela no ha barna kita horman ta sama te kan nimma marelo ena khalima ni khalima yalo khalima nyin ko understand is right
kay go afoko di ko na di waiting kay go bari akul anti salinol bondino la but for the interest of the Gambia, for the interest of this country, for the interest of the UDP, Yamira, there will be an opportunity, there will be a chance. Would you champion a reconciliation process with President Adama Barrow for the interest of the Gambia, for the interest of the UDP?
You see, I have always, been against polarization and polarizing influences. I have always been pushing unifying efforts that will unify us. That is what I have always been pushing. And if the occasion arises for me to push efforts and initiatives that will foster not personal reconciliation, but that will be something that will be for the good of the country, why not? Because that, after all, that is why mbenye politiko kono ntanga menje kavko banko la nafa frequente so banko membe kala banko koma sayote haninte do now
and finally munabikele la visit to your support
well
especially during the welcome it was so far maje follow moyela alpha welcome wo nyam bari kufi wo dunda je so dolde Some people were like, no, rule of law, I will respect. What is your reaction to when you see some of your militants burning the t-shirts of the sitting president? And also, kumo dolu minuka finti. What would you be your message to those people?
Well, Father, I mean, I don't think the message should be addressed only UDP.
Yeah, to every Gambian.
To every Gambian. Yeah, after all, for instance, in New York, when Demba Balde said, I said, look, na president nyanda ka kulia, nyanda ka horoma.
In fact, you said iko mukana president.
Momanya na president, momanya na nena, momanya na hekula. That has been my position. Well, look, if things happen, I'm not even for country. I've never heard about this.
For the past 2 days, well,
I have never had. Well, but of course, that is not right, and nobody in his right mind can condone such a thing. And I think President Barrow himself, Ousainou Darboe, is not the type of person member of Kusifa condone. He'll tab ayolone. After the abandoned Roman Candela Janto, I demental de. Near Banado Ngam Kangan Bama imagine. Kau mo furunglu, Mol Melialon Kavu Gefang Contondino. A Kalo, Campo Banin the Jawel Ken. For no just cause. So it's just not, it's just people in general. In Yantele, you stop. Mol Melan Kavu Bekajaf Rokela. Bafla Kama Wasa. Referring to me Kama Wasa. Mawasa Munela.
Yeah, this has been a common.
Yeah, that's Mawasa Munela.
Before he left the president, by all means.
Well, he left the president by all means. Napati Yolado, Napati Moli, and Tomone, Kopurna contest as president. Mukasilati bang. Wala wasabaliati bang. Ngamune soto. I think the funny thing about it is that Omol Melkofo, Nadol Ngelom back. Ntenga itelle ya lonte ni teltambita silomen. Mol bel kono. Idingla university fees non telengajo. Mol be kono idingla school fees non ila loi solo. Ntelekejo. Ngelo. Bara wabe bi ku kutoleje. Ina tawala. And I don't call anybody nothing that you signed for me, no. Honey, kakele koni alani anabi. But what one will come was a baliata. No, Nakuja Mala Taminadu, a monkey at UDP called Melko UDP, Simontra UDP. Walakom was a. But Kunu was Dola Kafanya freedom fighter. Walaka Fanya Mandela. Kunu no let Tamita Kuola. Ni ala ni kira damane yalo ante tol fola ban ngani ko mo fo nen ko universities nen ko school fees nen ko loi solo and so forth ifang don ado manke mo kaf ko mo kilo mo fola tan kan dingli balu le feng la ngadi tel so ska sembe mo ne ba wasa bali yala alle ne be wasa bali yala na tan wasa bali yala fana wal manke mo de mel nyantantela wasa bali yala fola. But koku momente Gambian kolo na politiko alnga tamandi hormone mbunya kono mo ebe damen je bambandi e lafta mo kafu famma bari hormanta ate mo kafu lema de hormanta wote mo le kafu lema sakata fanandung ko nkana song politiko yen na badi ya tinya kunu ngo statement leke brufut kabin tata Boubacar Jadala sans compte ya adu ngame tandi la jet wala ka ko dol be tika la janto politiko le osabo bante man na politique la intel nata badi ya silo la dum jata ko nan ko lintel tel ngado na badi ya men bentel teba Karwaru la nyato. Gol dolbe nyina la Babakar Jata la korda te hanalu na bedam ma fala. Bara nimmel wuluta. Wal ba konne la kalo la korda bedam. Son kana son politiko na handi na badi yatinya. Kana so ala momeke. And of course, we can disagree with the president. But no more manyana, you disrespect. And your points of disagreement, you express politely, with utmost decorum. Because Kongamen Fana Kumota at the beginning, at Olomo, the personification of the Gambia. Near President Baroja Drong, you can't look at a Gambia, wherever you may be. So, wale adna nyanda ka kulia, nyanda ka horma, kana doya arkusambakang, bari nin manda kor menna safo node kaf hani president no la nyindal manda kor nyinda nin tel muntal bakala ten hormone bunya ko.
So finally question will be bantala patriol fo be bantala
yo
bari ko kile la faka anyinka bolo ila dimaya when it comes to nin nendiromo nin ridiculous nin fego fe yalom it comes Kanaila personality to back it because as a political leader, hardly I see. I think the only thing from I mean from Sute Molkono, Omo rebel leader, defender, yeah, Adam and the rest of the people. Ibuke in any single point, ye jeni molbe new sabala kafuko ye famal ningore. How did you prepare them to be like that, not to engage, even when you see how people attack your parents?
Yes, you know. In fact, I tell them, in my public office, I'm a public figure. So you will hear all sorts of unpleasant things said about me. You will also hear a lot of pleasant things said about me. The unpleasant things that have been said about me, ignore them. You know. And, you know, if I cannot stand the heat, I'll go out of the kitchen. So keep quiet. This is how they behave towards me in this way. So I prepared them for that, and they are all of them, you know. Adam, Yama, all these Numukunda, you know, even Kotoma Di Manuel Mansata, all of them, Fat Darboe, I've prepared them that they should accept the fact that, you know, Ifama is in the public domain. So the Hakelin Tanglu will say things against him. What about him? Memandi Altloli, Dolbinale. Well, bad tentlalo, bad jalialaliele, I will be happy about it. So please ignore everything. And I think they are doing reasonably well. Nobody is reacting to anything. And Namus Wolfana the same thing, they are not reacting to anything.
So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to read 3 comments from your people that are watching. I think you should just go completely technical TV, but real change of banana. I think actually this is the longest interview I have ever done. But I'm going to read 3 comments. Darboe is as good as gone, has been Darboe. That's Lamin Tamba, APRC supporter of OT. And I'm going to Haji Jamko. You are a real son of the Gambia. May Allah guide you to be the next president of the smiling coast of the Gambia. Lamin S. Dibadambo, I hope that stinks with the party fanatics, meaning even if we can more than the behavior nyami. And then who else? Selin Darboe. I am the most well-behaved of all of them. Actually, you are not. But I think Fenda is the rebel leader. I call her the rebel leader. Yeah. I don't see Yadab and others do any back and forth. But Fenda, so whenever Sister Nyolko Fenga, I go tell rebel Keba, so I tell rebel leader. She always famously put this picture of you guys. You Keme Sengjame, Gabriel Muta, when you're going to jail, or when you were coming to court one time.
Yes, so in chains. Yes.
So at any Bouakar City, they always put that picture up and say the rebels.
Yes.
So the rebel leaders, and then he will say, I'm the junior rebel. But yes, Yam Soda Lewis, keep smiling that the more and more you smile and laugh, the more handsome You've become, thank you a million times. Bajo Chelsea, you are the choice of the Gambian people. Nancy Saho, another rebel leader. Another rebel leader.
Those are the people from Seattle.
From Seattle. And then so many, your party will stand for a better chance if you bring women to lead next and relax. This is a comment from from Kadi. King Eso Jajef Ba is down 3. Fenda, I'm not going to read your comment. So this is it. People, I mean, a lot of people are watching and they're excited. You know, they're excited.
Okay, from Atlanta.
From Atlanta, they're all Maria Masibo. I just told you.
Maria Masibo, yes.
Now, she's one of my sisters. She's really very supportive of us. But at this point, Kex say Kex Asane, UDP supporter. He's a UDP supporter, but no, atemu PDI supporter. But I found a comment so let him retire. The UDP wouldn't be ruled unless they change their attitudes towards change. So Lamin Tamba is an APRC supporter, a big supporter of the APRC. Yes. And, I think
that's his opinion. So which I think is right. It's all about. Yeah.
That is what democracy is all about. And I mean, the biggest rebel leader, of course, Binet Bojang. I love him, hate him. You know. So, but this is it. This is it. I am so happy to have you once again on the platform. We have been accused numerously that we always have you, but I always made it clear it's always easy to get you on interviews, and definitely we would want to take the opportunity to interview public officials whenever they need it. Thank you once again.
Thank you. You're welcome.
For giving us this long interview.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And to all of you watching, thank you very much, and join us on Thursday. We have an exclusive interview again with Honorable Lamin Diba. We spoke about his base in cabinet and of course what is his perspective about these happenings right now. A lot of people are saying, why the UDP members? It's not just the UDP members, but this is what is news right now. People that have been removed from office, we need to hear from them what happened, what they did. So we want to thank you all for watching, and bye-bye to you all. See you next week, inshallah.
Always our best, and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us, with a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy. That daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you're applying for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
Can't do small or big projects with the same dedication and commitment as we do. With a reputation as the leading printing company in the country, when it comes to major projects and innovative solutions, we always deliver in high quality, thus receiving the trust and confidence of our clients. From the moment your order is placed to when it is delivered, We believe in exceeding expectations from the sales manager to the production team, the account manager, and the person delivering your material. We have state-of-the-art equipment and a highly experienced and competent workforce that enables us to deliver top-quality work on time. At reasonable prices, we provide our clients with multiple solutions right from conceptualizing, designing, printing, binding, publishing, and distribution. For all your printing requirements, we are strategically located at the Sankumsila Highway, the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. We print what you desire.
Introducing Gambcell Corporate Internet for Home Use. Sihu, everyone at home can be online at the same time and for less than you think.
Now daddy can be home early and mommy and dad with the family can all have fun together.
You can now complete your work at home with our stable, secured and super fast home broadband fixed wireless internet.
Home internet couldn't be faster.
Download, stream videos, research, play games, learn online and work from the comfort of your home.
You can do with the internet.
Join Gambcell Sihu today and enjoy the fastest home wireless broadband internet at an affordable monthly subscription.
Gambcell, creating a brighter future in communications.